This is fiery, punchy, delicious, healthy root. But how do you turn ginger into the best cocktail syrup while retaining all of its superpowers? Okay, first off, let's be honest. If you want it to be healthy, maybe don't make a cocktail with it. But we are on cocktail time, so today I'll show you how to make ginger syrup for cocktails, with not just one, but 3 levels of intensity: mild, medium and hot. Plus, we'll craft a silky ginger gum syrup and whip up a quicker ginger ale to make a highball cocktail that's fizzy, spicy and oh so refreshing. All of this also means we needed to revamp the syrup's calculators, so you have all the amounts on hand at all times. So we got some amazing help to make all cocktail calculators on chemicals.com faster, better looking and even more useful. With the added work done, they'll now be available exclusively to all tiers of Cocktail Time patrons, so you can whip up syrups, liqueurs, foamers and batch cocktails for your next shift or party, fast and easy. If you have any tips to make the calculators even better, just let us know. And yes, super juice calculators are still open and free for everybody, but now it's time for some super spicy syrups, or mild if you prefer it that way. Make sure you're subscribed with the bell icon turned on, and let's start.
It's cocktail time!
Most cocktail syrups you'll find online are made by boiling sliced ginger in water or the syrup itself, but that dulls the freshness and that fiery kick of ginger, so let's make it better by juicing the ginger. For that, you'll need some kind of a juicer. We recently got this one, after years of using a hand-me-down juicer that did the job more than fine. If you're looking for a new slow juicer that really does an amazing job of juicing just about anything, I'll link this one below, together with other tools you'll see me use today: a magnetic stirrer, precision scale, and a measuring set. All of these are optional, of course, but great to have if you're into making fun cocktail ingredients. So let's get into making different styles of ginger syrups. All you need is water, sugar and ginger. First, make sure your ginger is thoroughly washed, as there's no need to peel it with this slow juicer. Just cut it into chunks that fit into the opening and start pressing. If you'll be peeling the ginger before you juice it, make sure to use the spoon method I showed in the second part of the cocktail hacks video. The ginger syrup calculators will help you determine how much juiced ginger you need. I'm going with a lot, but I need about 200 ml, as I'll be making 4 different versions of ginger syrup. Our juicer has a built-in mesh strainer, but I can see there are still some small particles of ginger in the juice, so I'll strain this again for a muslin cloth. You'll notice the sediments at the bottom of the first juicer container, but there will be more sediments in our strained juice as well. I recommend you don't use this part in your syrups, as it would make them extra cloudy. Now to build the 3 different intensity levels of ginger syrup: mild, medium and hot. Each one will get 120 grams of sugar, but it will be dissolved in different amounts of hot water: 100 ml, 80 ml and 60 ml. Once all the sugar is in and it dissolves with the help of our spinny little friend, it will also cool down enough that we can add our juiced ginger. Here we'll add different amounts as well. The mild one gets 20 ml, the medium 40 ml, and the hot one 60 ml of ginger juice, to get a total liquid for each batch up to 120 ml, making 3 50 brix syrups, while the ratio of water to ginger juice is 5:1, 2:1 and 1:1 respectively. Again, the syrups calculator helps out with this, no matter how much syrup you want to end up with. It's amazing how they're all very ginger forward, but that spicy kick really ramps up from the first to the last one. Don't forget to label your syrup bottles, so whoever makes the next ginger cocktail knows what kind of kick they can expect. With this, you're set to making ginger-forward cocktails, from mild to hot. But if you also want to give your cocktails a richer texture, along with a gingery kick, this next recipe is a game changer. Alongside water, sugar and juiced ginger, we'll also be adding gum arabic. You've seen me use this in plenty of syrups, including the super syrup for those foamy cocktails without egg white. And once again, I'll link it below, so you can grab it alongside other special ingredients. First, we need to hydrate gum arabic powder in boiling hot water: 60 ml of water and 30 grams of gum arabic. The first time we made gum syrup on the channel, we left gum arabic to hydrate in the syrup overnight, but the magnetic stirrer will do the job in about 1 hour. Once the gum is fully hydrated and dissolved, it's time to add the sugar and ginger juice. I'm again going with a 1:1 ratio of water to ginger to make hot ginger gum syrup. So we need 60 ml of ginger juice to go with 60 ml of water, and finally 120 grams of sugar. Let this fully mix in, then bottle, label and marvel at the silky, fiery, hot ginger gum syrup. The foaming will settle after a while, so don't worry about that. It packs a fiery punch that will elevate cocktails with its body as well. That's especially useful in mocktails, where that extra kick is a game changer. Check out the Mocktails Masterclass episode for more on that. Before we make a quick ginger ale and use it in a simple cocktail, let's also go over a quicker and easier way of getting to this point. I'm of course talking about Liber & Co.'s faraway ginger syrup, with a star ingredient being cold-pressed, freshly juiced ginger that was grown and harvested in the Amazon rainforest of Peru. It has gum Arabic, so it brings the heat, but that silky mouthfeel as well. The most famous ginger cocktail that you can make with this is the Moscow Mule, with 3/4 ounce or 22.5 ml of Liber & Co.'s faraway ginger syrup, 2 ounces or 60 ml of vodka, and 3/4 ounce or 22.5 ml of lime juice. Poured over ice in the Moscow Mule mug. Stirred until you see the frost on the outside of the mug, then topped with 3 ounces or 90 ml of soda water. I'd add in 2 drops or 20% saline solution as well. Give it another stir to mix the ingredients, then garnish with a lime wedge and enjoy. As mentioned, we'll first make quick work of an easy ginger ale recipe. With the amount of heat you can get from today's ginger syrup recipes, the flavor profile will be closer to ginger beer, but since this isn't fermented, I'll steer clear of calling it that. Depending on what kind of a kick you want from your ginger ale, pick the ginger syrup you'll make this with. I'm going all in with my hot ginger gum syrup, and for that nice citrusy balance of ginger ale, I'll also be adding citric acid, 0.6 grams for every 100 milliliters of syrup, in the form of a powder or lemon juice. There's 2 ways you can make this, in a glass or bottle, depending on when you'll drink it. If you'll enjoy it right away, pour 3/4 ounce or 22.5 ml of our syrup into a glass or ice. Add 1/4 ounce or 7.5 ml of lemon juice, and top it up with 130 grams of soda water. Mix your instant ginger ale and it's ready to be enjoyed. Or make it in a bottle with 0.2 grams of citric acid, 1 ounce or 30 ml of your ginger syrup of choice, and slowly top it up with cold soda water. These ratios are for 200 ml bottles. Then use a bottle capper to carefully but firmly close the bottles. I'll link something newer in the description. Give the bottle a turn and place it in the fridge, or make a few of them to give to your cocktail or mocktail loving friends. In that case, use Cocktail Time bottle labels. They'll be available on Patreon as well. Either way, you'll make a fizzy, spicy ginger ale that's ideal for cocktails or sipping over ice, with or without a slice of lemon. Now that can of course be made better with a little scotch. One could argue that's true for a lot of things in life. So let's make a simple ginger and scotch highball called the Mamie Taylor. There are different recipes online. All include scotch and ginger ale or ginger beer. Most also add lime juice, and some even add bitters. I'll make mine in a highball glass or a clear ice beer with 1.5 ounce or 45 ml of Scotch whiskey. Blended would be fine, but this was a long shooting day, so I'll treat myself to a 12-year-old Aberlour single malt Scotch whiskey. Then add 1/4 ounce or 7.5 ml of freshly squeezed lime juice, 2 drops of saline solution. Top with our fiery ginger ale and stir to mix the ingredients. For garnish, I'm going with a small circle of lime peel. I think this checks all the boxes that Mamie Taylor, a Broadway star at the turn of the 20th century, asked for when she wanted a refreshing long drink with a kick. With that, we reach the bottom of the glass. Today's recommended tweet comes from somebody I'm happy to call a friend, Jeffrey Morgenthaler. His bar book is not only one of the most influential books for bartenders in the 21st century, it also has a section on making homemade ginger beer. If you want to take today's cocktail recipe to a new level, this really is a must-read book, so I'll link it in the description. And if you bump into Jeffrey at any bar shows or guest shifts around the world, or catch him behind the bar at Pacific Standard in Portland, I'm sure he'll be happy to share a toast with all friends of cocktails. Cheers! And I'll see you next week.